So the player to your left and the player to your right are both telling your character two different versions of the truth. Who does your character believe?
Yeah, so between
Two different
Estrella and
versions of
Jerry.
the truth. Definitely Jerry. I don't trust a thing Australia says. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't understand it very much. But yeah, definitely Jerry.
Jerry wouldn't lie. He might withhold information, but he would not lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably a safe bet to trust the paladin over the bard. Oh, bard lock. Going down the line, what about Jerry?
Either Sakura or June is Sakura.
Yeah, that tracks. I don't blame you.
Yeah, but keep the smart options keep coming. And what about Sakura? Who would you trust between Jerry and Estrella?
I think
Wait.
Sakura would probably trust Jerry, but she'd probably not trust. She'd probably put more sort of trust in Jerry's story, but she wouldn't really take either of their words for it until she's done the proper research and actual looking into it. And only then would she really believe either of them. So she'd take Jerry's word for it more likely and sort of go into the investigation trying to sort of see that his answer was right, but she would investigate instead of just believing people.
I mean, the question is just asking who would your character believe. So hypothetically.
Yeah, no, that is a good answer. What about Estrella between June and Sakura?
That's a hard one. That's a really hard one.
You sure about that?
Wait a second. I know exactly what I would do. I'd basically place them both into a zone of truth. And then I would take and say Sakura, because she most likely would fail the charisma check. I would know it. And therefore, her story would most likely be true. Or at least it would be true.
Yeah, that's a fair play. Sakura's probably, or June's at least a better liar, so easier to catch. But might have a better lie. It's sort of a toss up between the two. However, I think that brings us to everyone. Sorry, I'm really going to be quite out of it tonight. I haven't prepared very well, but I will do my very best. Last time, after defeating the Orcish slavers and their cursed cargo, the party made a deal to help Lady Sumihime in her quest to become the next shogun. They each received a red dragon mask and proceeded to board the Orcish airship, leaving the children to head back to Yuma with the mousefolk. And Jerry then took command of the vessel, flying it back to Toto and dropping Sakura and Sumihime back at the bathhouse before heading up to the forge to repair his armor. Estrella and Z joined him, though Estrella was none too pleased about spending another night in what almost became her grave. And the following morning, as Jerry finished up his work and finally made it to bed, the pair of them headed off to acquire their void rings, unsure of where June had disappeared to. Estrella and Z arrived at the temple and joined another monk in taking the test. At first, the void monk turned them away. He said that they had failed and that they should seek more understanding before returning to him. However, with one final attempt to prove their understanding, they were able to sway him. He told them that they had much to learn, but deemed their understanding enough to begin their truest journey. The party then regrouped at the bathhouse, well rested and almost ready to take on the day. Estrella needed to make a supply run into town while Sakura checked in with her Oji-san, finally feeling the effects of the last few weeks catching up with her. And Jerry took the opportunity to repair the damage his landings had done to the ship. And eventually, after some revelations about Anaki's origins, and with the addition of Lady Sumihime, the party gathered and set sail into the skies. Now, stocked up on diamond dust and with no tears left to cry, our heroes approach the Tower of Owls and the trial of the Air Ring. Before we jump into it, I would like to find out what June was doing last session, because as we discussed, you could have been that other monk. None of us actually really know. But is there something that you had in mind for the character?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with her being that monk and just picking up her wood ring without everybody else knowing. Just for some reason, sounds very much like a June thing to do. So I'm entirely for that.
Right, so in that case, you can thank Jerry for your void ring.
Yay!
Say thank you.
Sorry.
Say thank you.
That's not
Jerry did
thank
a lot
you.
of
I
hard
went
work.
yay.
Oh,
That's
that's fair enough.
So you guys have arrived at this tower, and we're going to assume that you've made your way down already. Is there anything you wanted to do before you actually disembark the ship? You've managed to land it and hide it behind the tree line. You don't think anyone on the road should be able to see it from where it is, but it is just a short walk away to the actual to the tower that you can now see in the distance that sort of leads up against the side of a small mountain.
Oh, yes. June would have also actually taken that fairy dragon that's been stalking around us all this time and actually cast Find Familiar and basically attuned the fairy dragon to herself so so it can actually blink back to where the other dragons are.
Okay, yeah, you can. We'll say that that's what you were doing while Australia was busy in town and all that.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else before we hit the ground?
Yep, Astrea will have been sitting down, summoning her mage hand, placing her water skin, and then done a little magic, a combination of a remove curse and healing light and base, and put it over the wound that she got from the orc and also over the dragon mask, since she isn't sure like what caused the like what's called the issue with it, so it isn't as effective. Plus also, in case this weapon was cursed, you really don't want it. So imagine it like a little trickling stream through a hand where one of the hands holds what's called a remove curse while the other is healing light. So it's the water that basically the Titan blood is like pouring down and then to the wound and then down on the mask and then basically underground.
Yeah, and you see that scar starting to actually knit closed. Seems to be quite effective. You can actually give me a medicine check with advantage to just see how well that works as well. Feel free to lean into however that goes. Oh, yeah. So yeah, about an average job, not the best medic on yourself. It's kind of hard to treat yourself like this, but you feel that it has worked pretty well.
And this
Anything,
music's
Jerry?
unnecessarily.
Oh, so you say as you see a shadow sort of drift above you in the clouds. It is getting quite stormy here today. The rain is really pouring down, but um, yeah, would probably not be a good day to fly as you guys are now making your way down. You can see just massive fields of grass in front of you that are just swaying in the wind. This, I'm I'm trying to explain what it looks like, but you know what the pampas grass looks like in Ghost of Tsushima, the way those the way it sort of rolls with the light that is now sort of just starting to dip as you have just gone past 2 o'clock, and everyone is starting to disembark unless there's anything Jerry and Sakura wanted to do.
Nope.
No, just grab Spike with me before leaving.
All right. I'll command my little fairy dragon to watch the ship for us.
Okay, cool. You've got little eyes on the ship. Lady Sumihime will also stay behind with the ship. She says she has no interest in joining you, in watching you get your rings.
All right. The game is still paused on my screen.
I
Mm.
see gray screen. Okay, now it's paused.
There you go.
Yeah, there may be some things that aren't working or may glitch out because we have updated the systems. So just let me know if anything does bug out, and I'll try and fix it next time. I see. Yeah, it hasn't moved Jerry over for some reason.
For some reason, I
It's
can't
to
actually
move-
move my
yeah, use the
token.
token moving.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Oh man, that would be such an oversight. Like, okay, it's a perfect update, but you can't move your character.
Yeah, whoops.
Did you
Jerry, you
replace
might just have to
Phoenix?
give it a refresh because
Okay.
it seems like you're stuck on that map.
So taking a few probably minutes to load.
Well, that is a perfect time because while we're walking, I'm like, so the princess, did she fill you in on what else accepting these masks means?
I'm assuming it requires, killing a lot of people, tricking a lot of people, deceiving a lot of people. The normal taking over government stuff. What else?
And Sakura she sees the livestock. She bows to them as well.
Aren't those owlbears?
That, yes, indeed, is a massive owl bear that just is slowly turning its head and watching you as you all approach.
She bows.
Sakura, you can give me an animal handling check as you approach and give it a bow. You do see there is some other livestock. There were some oxen and things as you walk in, but you see that this owl bear is just giving you a glare. Like it. Let me show you the picture of that.
Queen.
Pretty mean looking owl bear, that one.
Oh, is this one a baby?
Yeah, that one looks like a baby. That is a much cuter looking one.
When it gives a huge glare to Sakura, Jun will walk up to her and say, "I don't think it likes you very much, and she's going to try pet it."
You can
She
also give me
ignores
an
it.
animal handling. Both of you can. One for for the big one for the baby.
Ah, man. Okay, I need to refresh my page because the
Ah.
roll isn't going through. But I did get an 18.
I mean, I feel like bowing to Albers is probably not the best approach.
You're showing weakness. How dare you?
She's showing respect. She bows to the baby and says, "Ohayo gozaimasu." And if it gives a good reaction, she'll try to pet it. If it doesn't, she's not gonna try to.
Yeah, that one seems to be just busy. You see, it has something in its hands, well, like in its paws, but it is keeping it close to its body, and it keeps sort of leaning down to peck at it, and it seems to be pulling up some kind of meat, and it seems far more focused on that than on you. But its eyes are sort of trained on you as it is doing this.
But yeah, I got an 18 for my animal handling check when petting the big one.
Yeah, that one, as you go up to it, you place your hand on its sort of feathers over its face, and this owlbear just kind of leans against your hand slightly.
And I'll give it a nice little rub. I'll go try go underneath the chin. And yeah. Wait, do owls have chins? I'm not sure.
She'll try to pet the Albert. Don't know how well that'll go. Let's see.
You can give me a sleight of hand check for this one.
Okay, phew, sleight of hand is better.
Yeah, as you go into to pet this owlbear, you see it just sort of rip its head up and snap at your fingers for a second, but then it just looks at you with these giant eyes and realizes that you don't actually mean it any harm. You were able to very quickly move your hand back and then slowly approach it again before stroking this thing, and it finally seems to give in and ignore the fact that you're touching it. But you do notice at this point what it is holding. You can see that there are a couple of chickens running around, and there is now one less chicken running around because this owlbear is chowing down. It seems kind of messed up. It's, like, not sure if this is cannibalism or not, but it is currently eating one of the chickens.
She's gonna pretend she didn't see that. Continue to pet it. It's just so cute, you know? Big eyes. Small bean. I
Totally
mean,
not,
you can overlook the fact that
bite
it's
your
eating.
thread out or anything.
Yeah, it looks like it's bowing to you repeatedly as you keep petting it, but its beak is progressively getting filled with more and more blood, but it does seem totally happy for you to be petting it.
Cool.
You guys also see standing at, well, although this place looks similar to your Oji-san's, and actually the map is probably showing you too much. There is a tower there where that building is, that you can see up high. There are rope bridges that attach it to a mountain spire. That you can actually all give me a perception check as you try and, well, if you want to try and look at the mountain. Otherwise, let me know if there's anything else you want to try. Cool. That like bounced from a 20 to an 18 and then over to
23 on my side.
Yeah, Sakura, you're far too focused on this cute owlbear. It's
Makes sense.
yeah. Sorry, June, what did you say you got?
23.
Okay. Are your guys' maps not loading?
I just need to
Loaded for
refresh
me.
my page because of Beyond 20.
Okay. Yeah, with a 23 in Australia, you'll also see this you can see that on top of the mountain, it looks like there is some sort of a building right up top, that there seems to be something extending from it. Like, you're not entirely sure actually what it is from this angle, but it is also obscured by the clouds that seem to be moving in. And there is this tower. You can see rope bridges that are connecting it up at the top, and it just sort of spirals up the mountain. But this is probably the place that you're looking for. It doesn't look the same as any of the monasteries that you've been to so far, but there is an owl folk standing at the entrance, and
That? Or like up.
he looks like this.
The Smallveen.
And he's just clutching onto his quarterstaff as he watches you with these big eyes as you all approach.
I swear, I feel like I know what he's gonna say first, but let's see. But she will bid farewell to the baby owl bear, say she'll come back for them. Come back for you. No, she won't be that dramatic. Give them some pets, and go to the owl folk, and bow. Hi, gozaimasu. Oh, came with me?
He drags this what's left of the chicken with him, and he just sort of follows behind you.
Sakura's made a friend. She's surprised, and she just like keeps petting the owl bear.
Yeah, Jin is watching this while petting the while she was petting the other owlbear, and she says, "Oh, that's ever so slightly disturbing."
The owl looks back and forth between the two of you as you approach, and sort of takes a step back onto the porch, and just, greetings. Who are you?
I knew it was gonna be who are you, but I was expecting more of a who are you?
Yeah, it seems like a very nervous owl. He, especially as this particular group is approaching, he's looking at the horns on Estrella very closely, but he keeps snapping his head back to you, Sakura, just back and forth.
Why to me? She'll just pop out like a single tail to show that she's not any harm. It's like poof. Hi.
Okay, give me a persuasion check with disadvantage, because I don't know if that's going to show
Yeah.
his heart.
While this is
Okay.
happening, Jin nudges Jerry and says, "Watch, she's gonna totally mess this up."
Yeah, no, what she doesn't. She manages to make it look pretty non-threatening, as the owl kind of calms for a second and gets the you get the impression that he like gives you the look of, oh, okay, you're afraid too. Maybe you're cool.
Yeah, that was her goal. Also in her mind, fluffy, non-threatening. Tails equals fluffy. Bless. Yeah. So she'll say, I'm Sakura. Who are you?
As he's still looking back and forth, June and Jerry, you see the owl bear now swatting at Sakura's tail, as just sort of absent-mindedly behind it. It looks like this thing might take her head off if it wanted to, but it just seems playful at the moment.
Please claw the tail. Please claw the tail. Please claw the tail. It'll be so funny.
As that thing is
Physically
just swinging around behind you, the owl says, I am Tobu. Are you here for your rings?
Sakura nods.
Okay, well, if you're ready, you can enter the tower just through here, and I will be your guide. And he just sort of gives a bow, but sort of knocks his quarterstaff onto the floor as he does it and quickly picks it up again.
Can I make an insight check to figure out if he's nervous because we're tall people, or non-fey, or samurai, or anything like that? Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sakura will just bow back.
Dirty 20.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, you get the impression that he is not just nervous but afraid, like something has spooked him, but you can't tell what any of you might have done to scare him. He just seems jittery, as if he's hiding something.
Thank you.
Sakura doesn't pick up on it at all because she's just, these creatures are very cute, and she'll ask him, can I bring my new friend with? And she'll point at the owl bear that's swatting at her tail.
Track in
Oh,
blood,
no,
Sakura. Do you really want to make this place dirty and tracked with blood?
She prestidigitates the owl bear. It is now clean.
It is also raining pretty heavily. That you're not entirely sure what clean would be at this point, but it sort of fluffs its feathers out as you do this. And the owl says, "Oh no, there's not space for any of them. They're not smart enough to take the test."
she
They're really. And he looks like he's about to say something, but then he just says, "This test is not for them."
She nods sadly and turns to the owl bear and says, "I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stay behind. I'll come back though, and we can play some more. Just don't kill any more chickens. I don't think they like it very much." She pets it.
Kind of nuzzles into your hand for a second and then turns around and immediately starts mauling a chicken.
She just sighs. She looks to June and telepathically says, "Can we keep him?"
Juno's already walked in.
She still says it telepathically.
Hell no. She says back.
You're not the boss of me. We're keeping him. And she'll look at the owl and bow and say, "We're ready. Thank you for guiding us. And you don't need to be so nervous. We're not scary."
"Oh, no, you're not scary. So sorry. Please carry on." And he'll extend a wing, just pointing you towards the doors. You can see inside, past the door. It seems quite dark, but there is a sort of reddish light flickering inside.
Ominous.
This is fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, everyone heading in.
Indeed.
Cool. So as you all walk in through the door, you will hear the doors slide shut behind you, and you'll just hear the fluttering of feathers as from the owl on the other side, as the room around you reveals itself. And you see a couple of torches ignite on the wall, and you hear that owl's voice say, "Okay, this is the first room. Solve it to get out, and if you need any hints, just let me know. Okay, good luck."
Ooh, this is Sakura's sort of thing. Puzzles. She gets very excited. Like she's super hyped. This is the best test she's come across so far. She loves this shit. Also, I
Not
say I
another
love this.
puzzle.
This is going to be such a great session. Let's read the floor. yeah, but she forgot to thank the owl. She'll say thank you. And then she'll get all excited and read the floor.
Okay, sorry. So the floor is in a different language. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Sylvan, and Telepathy.
Astrea can read everything.
Yes, Australia can read everything.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this is not in a language that. Oh wait. Sorry. Let's do languages. Hold on. I just realized I can see them. Yeah. So I think actually doesn't everyone actually speak Sylvan?
I don't speak
Um,
Sylvan.
I don't speak Sylvan.
Squeak
well.
is sort of Sylvan, but it's not Sylvan.
Yeah. So Jerry, you'll recognize certain little bits and pieces, certain phrases, but not so much. However, if you speak Sylvan, you will be able to read this pretty fluently. Australia, whether or not you speak it, those words will just morph and form into common before your eyes. Oh, this is not. I finally got music on again. It's not good. Some birds and shit. You can't hear any birds other than that owl and the rafters on. One second.
And writing is so nice and like smooth.
Okay, so here we go. Opening the one. Please go once again. Oh no, auto is moving around. So sorry.
Bum, bum, bum.
To give me to someone, I must keep. Oh, your word. Once you
You
give
will see
someone
the
your word, keep to your word, right?
Yeah, me and June have no idea what's written there.
Yeah, we,
You want
we currently
maybe
just
tell us so we can help you?
Yeah, so it's up to you guys. You guys are standing in this room. What are you doing as you look down at these words on the floor? What's everybody doing?
Quickly, are there words written on the doors?
No, you don't actually see any doors in particular. It seems like after that door slid shut, all the walls look like they are just flat stone. It seems
Oh.
like where the door slid shut, it is sealed. You don't even see any actual like locks or anything like that. It is just sealed all around you.
Sakura will translate for the other two and say, once you give me to someone, you must keep me. What am I? And she thinks the answer is your word. It's like if you give your word to someone, it's like giving a promise, and if you make a
Sounds
promise,
about
you
right.
keep it.
yeah, that makes sense.
You will see the words start to shift again and reform. And it seems like the language itself has changed as well.
Oh, dwarvish. No.
Hmm. I'm looking at the right thing. It's alive without breath, as cold as death. That stuff, right?
Yeah.
Metal? No, wait. No, wait.
Alive without breath, cold as death, never thirsty, ever drinking, all in male, never clinking.
If it's never drinking, it's probably submerged in water all the time.
Oh, that
Fi-
makes
fish?
sense.
I was about to say that.
Sorry?
Oh,
A fish?
makes sense.
Yeah, you will see the words begin to morph and shift again.
Oh, wow.
We
Well
fish,
done.
fish, fish. Pass before the sun, yet I make no shadow. My howl has no voice. The moon without wings I flutter, and toothless I bite. Without me your doom would soon. What a would be soon.
Wind.
Yeah, and with that, the words will fade from the floor, and you will hear one of the doors on the side. You will hear the stone shift in, and it will unlock as you open. Z will head over and open the door, and you will see a staircase leading upstairs to another room. And don't bother actually going through the doors because I did not have the time to set all that up. So I'm just going to assume that you move over to the next room.
I think Sakura will like rush over. She's very excited about this challenge.
Well, since we are on the wood, well, since you accepted the dragon masks, as I was saying, that means you sort of have accepted helping summoning the Dragon Queen Tsukiga.
Sakura doesn't
But who
actually
now?
have a dragon mask, but she's not sure what Assyria is talking about or why. She just wants to solve their puzzles.
You do
I
have a
mean,
dragon mask. You were given one when you made the deal with Sumihime.
oh yeah. Fair.
It's a legendary item there. You might want to
I need to add that
track
then.
of the fact that you got it.
It is really good, man. Like, Especially on bards. Especially on bards. Or sorcerers. Paladins.
I mean, I think everyone's still low on attunement slots, but still.
Yeah, but June, did you say why?
Oh, what now?
To the when I said the thing about the what's called the queen. Did you say why?
No, I said,
Oh,
who
no.
was the Queen of Dragons? I don't know who the Queen of Dragons is.
Tiamat.
Tiamat. Let's see if June knows who Tiamat is.
Yeah, give me a history or religion.
Ah, it was nearly a 19, but it's a 15.
Yeah, you've probably heard that name around. It's definitely pretty common knowledge around here.
Is that five-headed dragon? That's like the mother of all the chromatic dragons.
Potentially. Well, she made a good bargain to fix some mistakes that was done in the past and get back what was lost, so didn't see the bad part about turning the deal down.
Well, if we help her, she'll owe us, so having someone that powerful owing us is something I'd be so down for.
So the Arbiter, she is merely a pet or an insect.
She's still powerful. It's a five-headed dragon. Come on now.
Sakura has been gone. As soon as that door opened, she bolted out.
And she was never seen again.
Oh.
No, not Netherspite. I hate Netherspite.
Okay, so you step into the next room that is bathed in the milky glow of four seemingly inactive orbs. This light seems to render pretty much everything colorless and desaturated, while this faint crackling sound emits from the orbs. It, yeah, you feel something strange as you all walk in here, like the strange sense of deja vu, as there seems to be this energy pulsing off the orbs, and it feels like for a moment you've just entered the room and then like you don't remember how you walked in here. It seems to be affecting your mind somehow, these orbs, whatever this energy is coming off of them.
She was gonna walk up to one and poke it.
Ah,
Yeah, you head up to one, just sorry, give me a sec. Oh, holy shit. Of course, this is the time that I needed all the bajillion notes. Can we actually take a 10-minute break so I can just read over how all of these puzzles work again? Because my brain is not good at the moment.
Okay, sure. I'm happy with that.
all good?
Sorry, I just need a second to get my brain back on track. But if anyone let's just grab some coffee or whatever, and then I will be ready.
The orbs are affecting the DM's mind also.
Yeah, literally. Of course, it started with this one. I was like, yeah, that'll be the easy one.
Okay, I'll be back.
Oh shit! I get it now. I totally loaded a different room to the one I thought. That's why I was so confused.
Oh,
This is not.
interesting.
Why are they? Why are the orbs like?
It's all good.
Yeah. Also, in my defense, I have only slept for like 4 hours since the last session we had. So I'm a little bit far down the rabbit hole myself.
Wait. In this entire week, you've only slept for 4 hours.
Yeah, that was like yesterday. It, it was pretty bad. I'm suffering the effects of sleep deprivation again, but Ooh,
Jeez.
yeah,
I
it's,
hope,
it's
I
one
hope you can
time
get.
trying to DM. Right now.
Oof. I hope you can get some sleep this week.
Yeah, no, it's my own fault, so it's not. Messed me up though. My freaking feet started swelling up because I was sitting here. That's never happened to me before. But shit happens, I suppose. Yeah, I also just didn't have enough time to prepare all the puzzles like I really wanted to, but I've got a few ready to go. I just misunderstood which one I'd actually pulled up. So when you guys are back, we can jump back into it.
I'm ready when everyone else is back. Oh, we got some confetti, I see.
Have you guys actually noticed any errors in the system tonight?
And not other than I think it said something about like blah 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 the downtime. Basically, the one that handles the downtime requires a new import because of the way they store it, but
Yeah, that.
and
the
also
tracking,
something
I mean.
else. But it
You
was
guys
only
actually
like
use that though?
the downtime.
Yeah, all those tracking things, because
Yes, man. Believe me, that thing. Like, I use it to track my book reading, and I use it to track the alchemy thing. And then I'm like, oh, I have a cool. I have like, okay, I would like this. Let's just add this to it, and then we can always look at it later. Oh, I can see. I even forgot to fix the ring collection. What? Blah, 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 can be blah, blah, blah. Ah, I see. Yes. Okay, it works, but it doesn't work. Like, it works currently, but you can. It doesn't seem like you can update it. But hey, it's new stuff. At least it's not like when I tried to update my version to it and it didn't even want to load the map for me, but if I used the player, it would load the thing.
bum, bum, bada, bum, bum.
On back.
Okay. Is June here? And Jerry?
Yeah.
The quest log works properly.
Yeah, I think it's just that the downtime tracking. That's a module within itself now.
Yeah, it just needs the new migration, that's all.
Okay, so yeah, you can forget about the mind effect. That's just complicating it too much. But what you can see is that all of these orbs seem like they are seemingly inactive. As you poke it, you can actually give me an investigation check, June.
Sure thing. I poke it real hard. 24.
Yeah, you poke it and it burns your finger instantly. It is hot to the touch, and you feel this burst of fiery energy coming off of it just for a moment as you see this pulse head into the soul jar that is sitting in the middle of the room.
Oh! And Jin
Yeah,
puts her finger in her mouth and sucks it.
you
That
also
kind of
take
burnt hot.
1 point of fire damage.
Ooh, okay.
Kara kind of suppresses a laugh. I mean, she has told you not to touch random stuff before. Can she investigate without touching it?
You can give me an Arcana check if you're just trying to figure out the magic.
What is with my rolls tonight?
Hmm.
I think this is like my third 2 in a row.
Yeah, as you're trying to look at it, you get the impression that this is some sort of maybe elemental magic that is coming off of the one in front of you. Looks still inactive. There doesn't seem to be anything actually happening. But after June touching it, something seems to have changed. The energy seems to be moving around.
Hmm.
Ooh, I have a fun idea. I grab the fruit knife and I hit one of the orbs and ignites the blade using the green flame blade.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me an attack roll. Can
13,
you
13 isn't bad.
13? Yeah, I mean you can hit it. It's a stationary object, but as the fire bursts into it, you see all of the orbs suddenly flash this bright red color as the energy pulses into the soul jar, and that's all that happens. It just flashes red, all of them.
Juno's gonna poke the orb again.
You poke it again, and this time it ignites into this blue sort of flame, and your fingertip is immediately soothed from the burning sensation before, but is now you think you may have frostbite as you take
Huh?
uh, another point of cold damage.
Jin puts it in her mouth again.
Touching over the stick, Sakura is going to take out a random quarterstaff and prod it at the one in front of her. Just to prove to June that there are ways to touch her without, destroying your finger.
As you touch your staff to the orb, it just starts to dissolve the end of the staff.
Interesting.
Oh
I
yes,
guess.
that is way better.
Well, it's better than having my finger dissolved. Wouldn't you agree?
Me. Sakura, do you have the spell Chromatic Orb?
So we're not getting through this puzzle by dispelling it.
Just
What's the
trust
puzzle?
me here. I've got an idea. Do you have Chromatic Orb?
Oh, I have chromatic orb. I thought you asked if you had dispelled chromatic orb, and I was like, what?
Oh no.
But
Just
yeah,
Chromatic Orb.
she does have chromatic orb.
Throw one with cold damage at this one.
Why don't we just wait? Is that a cold one? No. So you want me to throw cold at the one that's cold?
Yes.
Is there one that's fire and I can just use a cantrip?
Well, unless you want to go poking around and burning your fingers, just throw. You have plenty of spell slots. Just use it.
I guess.
Level 1 spell
Sure.
slot.
No, but first she'll try a firebolt.
Yeah, which one are you firebolting?
The cold one.
As you blast with a firebolt, you see another burst of energy flow through all of these things as they all flash red again.
I
And
think
then
I
it
have
goes
to
back to the way it was.
You have to. I'm pretty sure you have to hit the right one with the elemental damage. Now, this one is going to be a different element, and she's going to poke it not with her finger this time. After seeing the staff dissolve, she'll poke it with. Let me see if there's anything. With a dagger. Yeah, with a dagger. See if it becomes red hot or icy cold.
Okay, give me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, okay.
Is there
10.
on
As you
these?
poke it with the dagger, the dagger is pushed through your hand just against your thumb and is thrown into your shoulder. You take 4 points of piercing damage as it impales into your shoulder, and it just blows it right into your shoulder.
How tall are those like obelisks between the orbs?
Sorry,
Is there anything on these? Like anything written or
you can no. There is. I was gonna make you do a check, but there isn't.
June pulls out the dagger after going through a lot of pain. Hey, Sakura, you still have that wind fan thing, right? That blows wind.
she nods.
Do the thing on this orb. Just trust me. Just do it.
Yeah, she'll flick it at it. She'll take out the bokken and flick it at the orb.
All right, and as you do that, as you slice it with this wind blade, you see the orb just start to spin and almost ignite into white flame as the connection between the orb and the soul jar is severed, and that connection fades, and you now see this green sort of energy around the soul jar that it seems to be just radiating off of it, but is now exposed after hitting this.
Um,
I'm a genius.
can we tell the other ones? I mean, does it seem like a good idea to open the soul jar?
Probably not yet, but
Mm.
June will now poke this orb over here with the dagger. Now that the wind's the fucking wind orb is done, it should not come flying back into her chest. Hopefully.
Only your knee, and then your adventure days are over.
Okay, you. So, sorry, what are you doing? You're just poking that.
Broken with a dagger. So she doesn't take damage from if it's like a fire or a cold orb.
Yeah, you
Didn't you take
put
more
the
damage
dagger
when you
in.
took the dagger?
Because the wind flung it into my chest. What could I do about that? It's a wind orb.
So yeah, as you place the tip of your dagger into this thing, it just starts to dissolve as you. I assume you're doing this slowly. You can give me a sleight of hand check to see how much of the dagger you dissolve. Yeah, just
23.
the tip. And
Okay, that's not the fire one. As you'll go to this one and touch it with the dagger. I'm looking for that fire one, so Sakura can use her fire cantrip.
yeah, give me another investigation check.
Sure thing.
I do it too.
If the dagger starts getting red hot, then I know. Ooh, not 20.
And is that a net 20 thing? Because yeah, it starts to get red hot as you stick the dagger into that one. Sakura, you find that the one next to Z is quite chilly.
Okay,
Okay.
Sakura, firebolt here.
She'll firebolt that one.
All right, and you'll see the same thing as it ignites into this white flame, and the connection is severed between the two. And then, as that happens, the the flames both dim and the connection reconnects.
What?
Wait, what?
It goes back to the way it was.
It needs to be in a certain order.
Oh no, it's one of these puzzles.
The first one was correct, so you can use the wind on the same one.
Yeah, wind drift on that one.
Wait, then the orbs are gonna probably reshuffle then, right? Because it was fire first, and then it became cold, and then wind. So that one's probably not either of them. They're probably the acid one. Yeah, who can deal acid damage here?
I have chromatic orb, but I don't really want to use spell slots if we don't know the order yet.
Mm, man, I don't. Wait. How can we get some acid up in here? Do I have any spells that can do acid damage?
I mean, if it's not wind, acid, poison, necrotic.
Z says, "Can't you do that with a chromatic orb as well?"
Yeah.
Actually, let me do something real quick. Sakura, quickly throw another firebolt at this one again.
She will. Is that the fire one?
Well, I'm assuming that it's now gone through the rotation. This one's acid now, so let's quickly reset it so we don't have to deal with the acid one yet. And we can try, hopefully, do that at the end once we know more of the sequence.
Okay. She'll firebolt this one.
The flash of red, and then it goes back to normal.
All right. Pass me that quarterstaff, Sakura. I don't want to risk flinging the dagger back into my face again.
She hands June the silver quarterstaff.
Thank you. And June will place the quarterstaff near, see if it catches on fire, freezes over.
What it does, the end of the quarterstaff starts to burn. You see it starting to blacken.
Aha! So it is a rotation. I'm a genius.
She'll firebolt that one then.
Okay.
Yeah, that one ignites. The connection is severed.
which means that one's probably acid.
Okay,
I wonder
and,
if we're supposed to go that way round.
and so
It's the
the
first level.
Try.
the wind one was over there a round ago, so the wind one should be over here.
Yeah, but I think it might need to be in like this order. Just
Yeah, June will quickly poke this orb with the staff again to see if it's if that one's the acid one again.
You poke that one, and you hear a come off of the end of the staff.
All right, so now we know the rotation and know more or less where they are. This one's
Wait,
Well,
the
but there's-
acid one right now.
it might be like cold, you know. 'Cause, like look at the end of the staff first, you know.
Well, is it like freezing over, or is it
Yeah, as
you know?
as Sakura points that out, you realize that she's right. That was steam coming off of it. It didn't eat away at it like it did with the dagger.
Okay,
She'll
cool.
use her shape water trick to get some water, freeze it, and throw that just throw the ice at that.
Yeah, you
one.
get the impression now. I mean, you've got. Give me another Arcana check, actually. Yeah, you. Wow, 22 rolling a 10. Um, you can tell now that these orbs are some sort of elemental, like it contains the elements within them, so you would just be able to use that freezability on the actual orb.
Okay. Yeah, she'll use the freezability on the orb, basically.
And also in future, the I just get some water is I'm gonna need some more explanation from where you're conjuring water from.
Yeah, I feel like she probably just carries around this big water skin with her.
Yeah, I mean, it's assumed that you've all got a water skin. I'm just saying, and when you're using the elements, gotta think about where they're coming from. But yeah, are you trying to freeze that one?
Yeah.
And that you do, you see it as it sort of ignites white. There is a flash of red, and then as you kind of see the connections start to break, and then it flashes red, and it is now back to where it was.
Can she figure out
Perhaps,
why that is?
perhaps we need to all hit
Whatever.
it at the same time.
Is she able to figure out why that keeps happening?
I mean, yeah, that's the puzzle.
Well, yeah, fair.
You guys
It's
have
either at the
gotten.
same time
You
or a little
understand now at
older.
this point that it is rotating every time it flashes red. But you did say earlier you think there's probably a pattern to it. I will say that the owl will shout down, getting warmer.
Okay, I feel like we've tried this one, then this one, and then we've also tried this one, then this one the first time. So I think we should try
No,
this one.
we did this one and then this one.
We need
the
fire, wind,
second
then
time.
fire, ice. We need fire, acid now.
No, we did wind and then I think that was fire. I think it has to do with like the actual placement of the orbs. And then should we try this one and then this one?
Yeah,
The first one was
try.
always the
Let's really try that one again. So, if that one lights up, then we know it starts on that position.
Yeah.
And then we just have to get the position right. Then, by order of elimination, this one should be the next one in the pattern, because the first one we did was this one, then this one, then we did this one, then this one. So it should hopefully be this one, then this one.
This one should be on wind at this point, right?
I think so.
Do you want to test?
Go for it.
You're the one with the quarterstaff at this point.
Oh, is the quarterstaff the one with the wind stuff?
No, you already tested it is the wind one, so that she doesn't like
Oh,
kind
oh,
of
oh,
depend
oh,
on
oh.
acids. You know.
Yeah, she'll she'll stay very far back and try just tap it with the quarterstaff and be prepared to dodge out of the way if it comes flying back.
Yeah, you can give me another investigation with advantage at this point because you're starting to get the feel of this. That one you feel is the ice one, is as it freezes the end of the staff slightly.
Okay.
Ah, this is nice.
She'll freeze that one.
All right, I'll place the quarterstaff on this one. That should be
Does-
fire, right?
Does this glow when she freezes it, or does it go red?
Yeah, no, that one glows white and the connection is severed.
Nice. So she's gonna think her hypothesis is correct. Gonna ask which element that one is there.
Yeah, I'll place the quarterstaff.
Okay, yeah, you get the impression that it starts to burn again.
Yep,
Okay.
this is the fire one.
Firebolts that one.
Really, which quarterstaff are you using for this? Because the end is
Sakura.
severely damaged at this point.
Yeah. Sakura doesn't use a quarterstaff.
The
So
random
she just has like a
quarterstaff.
random mundane one, just chilling there. So it's fine if this one gets destroyed. She'll firebolt that one.
Okay, and with that, you see that one turn white, and then you see the connection sever, and then both of them turn green, and a new connection forms horizontally between the two at the top. I should actually have like an effect or something to show this. I'll find one. But that is what you see at the moment now. There is a green line between the two at the top.
Wait.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the soul jar is exposed on both of those sides.
Which element is this one here?
Mm.
We're supposed to...
Wait, so this jar in the middle isn't actually being fueled anymore because these two orbs have the link now.
The two at the top are linked with each other instead of the jar, but the two at the bottom are still connected to it.
Okay. Yeah, so June will walk up and poke this one with the stick to see if what color. Oh, sorry, what orb it is.
Yeah, and the stick begins to dissolve.
All right, here's the acid one. So this one over here is the wind one. So in order to not waste resources, let's. Do you mind quickly hitting this one with wind again?
Yeah, she'll hit that one with the wind.
And that one will ignite the connection will sever, and you will see a new green connection form over the soul jar between diagonally down. So yeah, so currently it is like the number 7 in green.
Okay. Well, Sakura, chromatic orb, acid. Let's do this.
I don't know if we should do okay if it's that like that.
It's the last one in the chain, so
Yeah, sure, chromatic orb this one with acid. I get the feeling it's sort of like like that.
Yeah, you chromatic orb that one, and as you see that one ignite, you see the connection sever between the jar, and you see a green line form at the bottom, sort of creating the letter Z. And as you see that, all of the orbs, they begin to flash like a dim sort of green and blue. They are just flashing, and the soul jar in the middle is no longer connected. You see a small force field around it begin to fade, but there is still a, a greenish energy coming off of it, and you can see now that there is something inside that jar that, if you could get in there, that may be the key.
Can they get in there without getting hurt, or is that sort of middle one still preventing them?
There's still the at the moment there is nothing connected to the soul jar, but that jar in the middle is emanating some sort of energy. There still seems to be some sort of a force around it.
Mm.
But
Oh, I have an idea. I have a
Yes.
great idea. Sacred Flame the soul jar.
Well, I was actually about
Okay.
to suggest it with radiant radiant damage because there's a souls in this thing, right? It's soul jar.
Souls would be necromantic. That is harder
Yeah.
to come
Yeah.
by.
But hey, radiant damage kills zombies, right?
Maybe.
Well, anyway, go ahead, hit it with Sacred Flame. I'm up for that.
Cool. So roll your damage there, Sacred Flame. Okay, as you see this light now just bear down from above and burn away all of that green energy, as you now see the crystal on the inside. You can see there is a golden crystal, and within it there is a small key that seems to be like frozen in amber. They that that crystal is now completely exposed. It is just sitting in a small, like a vice grip in the middle.
Hmm. I'll use Mage Hand to try grab it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check to try and do that before Astraea's Sacred Flame as well. Oh,
Nope.
and you do
Oh,
not,
I thought
as you,
Australia's Sacred Flame already hit.
yeah, it did. So as the Sacred Flame burns down, you see it burn all of that off, and as the light is fading, you reach out to grab it, but your hand, just as the Sacred Flame fades, grabs a hold of it and is burnt and pushed back. It seems like that needs to be maintained.
I activate my sword with a radiant worth, so I have radiant damage each time I hit. Just poke it in there, then shove my hand and grab it, and then
Yeah,
poke it out.
you can absolutely, as you see the radiant energy start crackling off of this blade, it keeps that open, and as you reach in and grab it, you feel this horrible, sickening energy coming off of this key in the jar, but you manage to pull the crystal out, and you are now holding this yellowish crystal with the key floating inside of it still, and the jar goes back to being all necrotic and nasty, but you have got the crystal.
Hmm. Ooh. Sakura is going. You said that the amber is like keeping it in time, so Sakura is going to try and make a paradox, and put Katsuya above. Bless his soul for dealing with her fucking with time. and encase the crystal in time
Oh god.
using momentary stasis.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very specific kind of magic, but yeah, you encase it in time even more. This is how Jurassic Park happened, by the way. Just wanted to freeze things in time forever and put them in little blocks of amber. It's fucked up. But yeah, Jerry, as you are holding this thing, it just ceases to be subject to the flow of time, and it kind of makes this weird after image as you move it around, as you are creating butterfly effects and probably wiping out entire civilizations with every movement of your wrist. What would you like to do?
Okay, so that doesn't get the key out of it.
No.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Okay,
it does
how
only
about-
last for 6 seconds, so hopefully you didn't destroy too much.
How close can I get my mage hand to this thing?
Well, now Jerry's holding it in his hand. It isn't protected by the soldier anymore. So you can. Depends on how hard Jerry's holding on to it.
Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, you
Right.
guys have the gem, but you can see that there is a key inside of this thing, and you can feel there is still energy emanating off of this thing that it doesn't seem to like being in your hand, Jerry. But the radiant energy is no longer having any effect on it.
Anyone have necrotic?
You have necrotic.
Do I have necrotic? I don't think I have necrotic, do I?
Try
I mean, yeah.
reading the spell Hex. Look at the little cool Grim River on it. It is necrotic.
That deals
wait.
necrotic.
Z goes. She just suddenly grabs her hat and she goes, "I can help."
Finally.
She shatters the
She
key.
goes, and she musters all of her courage and really has this moment being feeling like she can be a hero to the team, and she just uses the verbal component and casts blindness on the crystal. Because it is an object that has no effect.
Oh, damn it.
I'm pretty sure blindness and deafness have no effect on inanimate objects. So
Yeah, June will,
Z's
June will
skull
look at
just sort of
G
peaches
and
out
say,
and
yeah, June will look at G, give her a thumbs up, and say, "Good job."
I tried.
Yeah, Sakura will do the same. Try to be nice. Nope.
I feel like there's it's two different. There's the condescending June and the actual caring Sakura.
Yeah, it's a deception check from June, persuasion check from Sakura with
Yeah,
advantage.
let's
You
see if
guys
I do better with
are doing
persuasion.
really well with this.
Exactly the same.
32.
You've also got advantage, Sakura.
Oh, nice. Slightly better. Persuasion's
She
not her
believes June.
strong suit.
She thinks that Sakura is being a bit condescending, but she goes, "Yeah, okay, thanks." Just kind of rolls her eyes a little bit, and she goes, "Well, come on, what have you got?" And I mean, Estrella, I understand if she doesn't have any necromancy, and I think Jerry sold his soul to a god or something, but you guys have got to have something.
I mean,
I
June,
mean,
I can
when
try.
you-
I can try this real quick. Jerry, just toss it up in the air real quick.
oh wait, try force damage. Maybe.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Sure.
Cool.
Just
As
toss
he,
Because Sakura does
toss it, I
not have necrotic.
yeah. As Jerry tosses it up, I'll just blast it to see if that'll work.
Yeah, give me an attack roll. And Jerry, you can give me a sleight of hand check. So I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry if I have missed anything you said.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
And then the other two, 'cause it's a full cast, so. Ah, there's a nat 20 in there.
Yeah, and as you just blast this thing, you hear this pinging sound as it goes scattering across the room, and you see the explosion. It eventually comes to a stop. It pings all around the room and stops at your feet, Estrella, as it seems to be smoldering slightly, but the actual crystal seems undamaged.
Well, then Estrella will be doing something else. You'll basically be picking it up and then casting Hex on it and then throw it to the ground. Which will do 5 necrotic damage to it.
I think Hex requires it to be a creature. It's as far as I know, a rock isn't.
Oh,
is a
I
creature.
have something I can do. Sakura says, hypothetically, I could summon an undead, and the undead could do necrotic damage to it.
Don't you have necrotic damage in the chromatic orb?
Mm-mm.
Well, that could be a good idea, but I'm going to allow Estrella to give it a Arcana check to try and twist the magic, because also Z had the same problem. You guys have been pumping necrotic magic into it, so I'll give it a DC and to see if you can beat that with an Arcana, then
Okay.
you will be able to do the hex damages. Right? Oh yeah, all right. With the 22, you are able to at least surge some necrotic energy into this, and you can start to see this yellow crystal sort of fade away. It doesn't get all of it, but you do now have, you can see the actual key inside, and you melt away enough of it that you could probably try and actually pull it out of there, but you might need some, like, it would be easy with jeweler's tools or something like that, but you might be able to just use your fingers.
Give it to the mouse. Yeah,
Mouse be-
when the spirit does
yeah.
this, Juno's gonna say, "You can't curse an object with that type of spell. It will never work." And then it happens like, well, now I feel silly.
Can Sakura try and figure out what element would work on it?
Yeah, sure. You can give me a perception check.
So I get a feeling it might be thunder because we haven't tried that.
Yeah, with a 23, you see Estrella figure it out and use necrotic damage to open up the crystal, and now the key is exposed.
Oh.
It just needs to be wedged out.
Oh, sorry,
Because that
my
handed to Jerry.
brain turned off. Okay, cool.
That's right, Sakura sword. It's like I can picture you going through your spell book and just, come on, what do we got? What can we use?
Yeah, and just look up. Be like, oh, well done.
Hey Jerry, you mind breaking that key out?
You guys keep assuming Jerry knows sleight of hand very well.
We need strength, not sleight of hand.
So you're a mouse. You gotta have small fingers. I mean, no, then. Z just kind of
Yeah, I'm not
pulls
using
her
it for.
hat down over her face.
Yeah, but I'm not using them for small things. I can try.
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
Brushed in his hand.
Try with my hand. Try to grab it maybe with my fingers and pull it out. I managed to reach it.
All right, I'll say, give me a. Have you got D&D Beyond this time?
Yeah, I do.
Then give me a strength-based sleight of hand check.
How do I do it in D&D Beyond?
So if you click there on the actual ability score, I think you can you should be able to open it. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. I don't
Yeah,
have it.
yeah. Just click on sleight of hand, then open the customize and go to the skill stat override and set it to strength.
Yeah, if it's just a 0, then it'll just be a straight strength check.
No, with strength, it's a +8.
Yeah, so if it
Yeah,
depends
it will be
whether or
just
not
a
you get your
strength.
proficiency bonus.
I don't have proficiency. It's just strength.
Yeah, then it's just your strength.
Yeah, it rolled with advantage accidentally, so it's 12.
Okay, yeah, with a 12, it is not going to be enough, as you try and sort of wiggle this thing out, but it seems like the necrotic energy that was dissolving it away was dissolving away a lot. This crystal can't be broken by normal means.
Maybe I should try it.
I gave it the crystal back.
Yep, and I just close my eyes and it's like praying for a little guidance for basically how to get it open, and then tries to wiggle it out.
You hear it, just this echo in your head of this disappointed trumpet sound. Just like a really sad cartoon elephant sound that there's something in the powers that just seems to flow very strangely and reluctantly. But yeah, you can give me another Arcana check. Okay, and what are you casting?
I'm trying to use electricity to see if it can loosen the key and then pull it out. Yeah. Using shock and grasp.
Oh yeah, you will feel the key electrify, but it is still just stuck in some of that amber stuff. With that Arcana check, you know that the necrotic damage is what worked. Getting that key out of there will probably just need more necrotic damage, or to just be able to get it out. But it seems still stuck in there. June and Sakura, can you guys both give me a investigation check?
Oh,
Sure thing.
yes.
Oh, actually, Jerry, you can give me one as well. Okay, Sakura, you start looking around as they're trying to get the key out, and you see there are no keyholes in this room. But what did you actually roll? 26. Yeah, with the 26, you see that in the top of the soul jar there is a small slot for a key.
Oh wait, there's a slot for the key in the soul jar. Very interesting. She'll point it out. Cool. I think that's where the key's supposed to go. So
Oh, I got the perfect idea. Like when Estrella's like when Sakura points out, Estrella's like just like Christmas light, and it's like of course, and then like the end where the key, where the crystal is like putting it in where the necrotic energy is and trying to destroy it with that.
Yeah, and you walk over and dissolve the rest of the amber quite easily in the necrotic damage that is radiating off of the soul jar now. And with that, you have got the key free in your hand. Yeah, you have got the key free. There is the keyhole there, but it is still now radiating with that necrotic damage. Unless you're trying to put it in all in one motion as you're melting it through.
Pretty much. When it's melting, I'm like just calling down a sacred flame on it. Like, if you're seeing like a fire pillar, just like that down on it and then puts it in.
Yeah, and I will say, give me a sleight of hand check to try and do this without burning yourself with sacred flame or with necrotic energy. But I think, can you even burn yourself with sacred flame? I think it ignores you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, like, let's get a sleight of hand check anyway to see how, as this holy fire starts to rain down from the sky, and you manage to just carve out a space through that necrotic energy and find a slot for the key, putting it in and just turning it as you turn it, the room around you begins to shift again as you hear something in the wall and another door open.
Oh, here we go.
Sakura rushes through it.
Down to the river.
As Junpo's behind her. You know, rushing into those into rooms that you don't know what's in them is gonna get you killed one day. Just so you know.
I've already died. It's all good.
It's not good.
As you're saying that, Sakura, can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh man, that's so good.
You immediately start to splutter and cough as you run into this room and realize that it is filled with toxic gas. And as you and June are walking in, you just immediately start coughing and spluttering. And I'm just going to need a second to find my notes on this one. But
No problem.
yes, you've made it into the next room.
Yahoo!
Oh, this is why you wear a mask, so that you don't catch stuff like this.
Yeah,
Also,
gotta be careful. Just running around, breathing in
Yeah.
everyone's air.
I knew my mask upgrade would come in use someday. I knew it was
Yeah,
the
Jerry.
waste.
You have got no problem in this room. You've essentially already solved any puzzle by just bringing the right equipment. That's, the good old scout motto, be prepared. But as
She'll
you,
cover her mouth with her good conduct, you know.
yeah, and as you all make your way into this room, the doors will slide shut behind you, and you will you will feel this sort of gas beginning to fill the room. Sakura, you are still okay with that first con save. You were just sort of choking and spluttering, but at this point, yeah, I'm gonna need just 5 minutes
No problem.
just to familiarize myself.
I think Sakura will suggest that we put out the fires because I think possibly toxic gas and fire could create an explosion, but I'm not sure because I didn't take sciences. So I'm just going off.
Sakura, if these gases were flammable, it would have exploded already.
Fair. Fair. She doesn't say that out loud. She can't talk right now. She's too lazy to use telepathy.
Okay. So, as you all walk into this room, everyone other than Jerry, I need you to roll a d4 for me. Unless, well, Sakura, you ran in immediately and started coughing, so you're definitely rolling that. Is there anything anyone else was doing as you were walking into the room?
Looking around it and hoping that it's math.
Your eyes are burning and you're currently choking on the gas as you've just run into the room. But as everyone else Like
Pretty-
June, you were busy speaking to her, so I'll assume you were next up into the room.
Pretty
But
much.
you would have heard her immediately choking as you guys were having that little conversation.
See, I told you you're gonna die from die if you just go running into these. I start coughing right after.
Okay, then yes. What about Australia? Are you doing anything preemptive as you walked in?
Yeah, I'm just making sure the dragon masks covers. Yeah, potential. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much just sits tight, so it hopefully protects the eyes from. Yeah, but yeah, just whatever is inside the room, or yeah, pretty much.
Z puts her mask on and then looks at you and just goes like, puts her hands to her mouth like, and just points out the fact that her mask has got the eyes and mouth cut out of it. Like those are the exposed parts in her mask. It just covers her nose, and she just looks at you, Australia, like puts her hands up in the air like, and just sort of looks jealously at Jerry as you are going to have no problem in this room.
I think Sakura will take out the kitsune mask. and put-
Oh, I have the perfect idea. Now, since
yeah, Sakura will put on the kitsune mask to save herself from the gas.
Okay,
It's
you
funny
start
how,
putting
how
it
you guys assume wearing like these wooden masks will protect you from gas.
since one of the things prestidigitation can create wind, which basically means that I can keep this thing away from me as long as I keep the prestidigitation running.
To examine these openings in the
So,
highways.
Australia, and uh, does that mask actually have any effect against poison?
Nope, I would need the green one for that.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, Australia and Sakura, as you both start strapping your masks to your face and enter this room, your skin immediately begins to turn red as you are coughing and spluttering like lobster red. It looks like you are severely sunburned, and then you just start feeling extremely strange, and your charisma and strength scores are switched. Your wisdom and dexterity scores are switched, and your intelligence and constitution scores are switched. Just for the time being. So add those as like custom scores in your.
What is it? Strength and charisma? Then
Yes. Strength and charisma, then dexterity and wisdom, and intelligence and constitution. Each of those shuffle around.
Was I supposed to roll as well? Sorry, I wasn't here.
No, your mask is specifically made to filter out gas, so you will not have to endure that. You can just walk in there and you see everyone now suffering the effects of this.
What happens to June again?
To June, as you are busy sort of like laughing at them, you see you can see suddenly like way clearer. Like you're have you got dark vision?
I have 120. No, sorry, 60 feet of dark vision. Yeah.
Well, now it's 120 because it is doubled. Your sight is doubled. Your hearing is doubled as you can now hear and see everything, but you can no longer speak.
Honestly,
So-
running into these rooms.
Sakura does not like having 10 intelligence. I mean, look, she does have like 100 more hit points, but like, I'd rather have my intelligence than be tanky as fuck.
This room, just see the poison coming out of the pillars, or is there anything else? Just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, the poison now as you walk in, you can give me an investigation or a perception check to try and see this, but it is, you can sort of hear this hissing sound coming from the pillars.
Oh, my investigation's so bad now.
You still roll it with the +10, but
Yeah,
got
but
an
it's not
18.
plus 17. That extra plus.
Well, she's complaining about the +10.
Yeah. Oh, my intelligence back.
Yeah, you still got ridiculously high scores there, and you can definitely tell that as this thing has taken your intelligence from you, the gases are definitely coming from these pillars, and it seems like there is some mixture of gases happening in here to create very strange effects.
there is nothing else in this room, just this contraption.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this seems to be the puzzle, is all of these gases.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and I don't know why it doesn't. I meant to do this on the map, but sorry, you guys put out the torches, right? They went on in the first place. Those those torches. No, screw it. That's magical fire. But sorry, forget that. I've said anything. What were you trying to say there, June?
No,
Confused
nothing.
myself.
I'm pretty sure Sakura went in and put out all the fires.
Yeah, it doesn't. I
Mad-
just confused myself. Never mind. But yeah, you guys are currently suffering those effects. Your stats all shuffled. Your skin is turned all red, and what happens to Z? I wonder. Z goes, ah, I can't see. What the? And she just starts stumbling around. But you can hear this and see this very clearly, June. But you can't laugh.
So, is it basically whenever I speak, it's just complete gibberish, or is
No,
it?
it's like you're mute. You've lost the sense of speech.
Okay, got it. Can I still use my awakened mind then?
Yeah, you can still think. It's just it seems like you can't actually make sound. You can hear a sort of muffled sound when you try to speak, but if you reach up and try and sort of investigate what's going on, you can give me an investigation check.
Indeed.
Or just a perception, either or.
Rather me perception. I'm pretty good at perception.
You look over at Z as you try to laugh, and you realize that her eyes have sewn shut.
Ooh.
They look like they are sort of melted closed, like there's just a layer of skin over the eye and eyebrow, and she is busy sort of scratching at it as she just looks panicked.
Gonna poke her.
That's creepy as fuck. Sakura's gonna try and like close these pylons. Okay, someone is not.
Okay.
Yes,
How are you trying to close it?
she'll pour some water from her water skin and use shape water to just get it to fill one of the holes and just freeze it there so that it takes up all the space and hopefully gets the gas to stop coming out.
Okay, yeah, you can try that. Give me, give me an Arcana check to try and do this.
Okay,
And watch it.
usually
Yeah,
that would
you
be
can
an 18.
you can
You've got
feel your brain hurting as you try and do this, and the gas that you've inhaled is just too much as you're trying to pull off this maneuver, but you just end up like freezing your own fingertips, and it is just this gas is just getting too much. I need you to roll another d4. And with that, as you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and you're standing right next to that pillar, you hear that hissing sound slowly fade away and then go silent as the room falls completely silent. But do you have dark vision as well? Because your sight doubles, your smell doubles. You can now really just pick up everything in this room except for sound, as your ears have sewn themselves shut.
Okay. Please tell me her intelligence is back to normal.
No, you are affected by
Fuck
both
it.
gases.
I
Yeah,
just
this
yell
is
for the owl for a hint. I have no idea
Jerry,
what to do
fine.
here. I'm asking the owl if he can give us a hint. Just yell at the space.
I really don't want to absorb any more gas. I suppose the one that isn't poison might have to solve this one.
Mm.
And
How
at
the
this
fuck is that
point,
a hint?
June and Estrella, I need both of you to also roll another d4 for me.
What's the hint here?
okay. Wait. Yeah, I already rolled a one. So should I re-roll mine?
No, as the as this is happening, your mouth starts to open slightly, but your eyes start to sew themselves shut as it sort of moves across your face.
Oh god. So now I can't speak and I can't see.
No, you can now. You can feel your lips are starting to part as you now realize that your entire mouth had been sewn shut. Your face essentially looked like your mask does, but it is now moving. Oh, actually, no, it's moving up your face, so it'll move over your nose. You won't be able to smell anything at all, but your mouth is now free, and you can feel it moving towards your eyes, though.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to see for long, but I'm gonna quickly go up to one of the pillars, and I think I have. I'm going to cast prestidigitation and try reverse the airflow with by making a small bit of wind go up the hole it's going through.
Okay.
Reckon I just
Yeah, you
try.
can also. Uh, Wait, sorry, what are you actually using? What is the spell?
It's prestidigitation. I can create a puff of
Okay,
wind.
yeah, then
Make
also an Arcana check.
sure thing. Eight.
Yeah. And with that, roll another d4 for me, please.
Oh god.
As you just blast this back and it just disperses all around you. You start to feel now that every one of your bodily function is inverted. Like you feel like you are starting to think backwards almost. You might even speak backwards, but your right is left as you are inverted at this point.
Oh, God.
Role play into that however you like. Estrella, at this moment, though, you are still feeling the effects of the other one, which is that you just start getting angry. You start to see everyone else as just monstrous creatures, probably carrying some hefty loot. There's very short sort of attention span that you have, though. Your mind suddenly becomes like a goldfish, but a very angry goldfish that just wants whatever loot the friends you can see in here. Are they friends? Are they monsters? You can't tell, but you keep getting distracted. It is a combination of short-term memory loss and becoming enraged.
Sakura doesn't like this place.
Yeah, so the owl shouts down, different pillars have got different gases.
Wait. Wait. I want to see if I can do this real quick. Yes to not you are. Oh.
Huh?
I'm speaking backwards. Leave me alone.
Oh shit! It's just inspiration because he actually not even attempted that.
And as Estrella hears this, she basically are like, "Stop speaking in tongue, you foul creature!" And pretty much every creature in this room, except for her. Well, I hope you have a good constitution.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, now I do. Put him +7. No, +8. Sorry, my mistake.
Counter spell.
You can.
Counter spelling that.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the counter spell.
Okay, are you counterspelling that? What level is the fifth level?
Yeah. Counter spell is the 3rd level, but what level is destructive wave?
That is metagaming to know that, but that
Yes,
is
you can give me an Arcana to see if you would know, but
I'm casting at normal 3rd level. I'm just want to know what the DC is so I can roll.
okay, yeah, then it's a 5th level spell, so I think that makes it 12.
It's 10 plus the spell's level, so it's a DC 15. I need
Oh,
to
is
make
it
an
plus the
ability.
yeah, I wasn't sure, 12 or 15. So 15 Arcana.
I was nearly 16.
Okay, so that is going to be a fail, I think.
Yep.
Is it? Am I looking at the right roll? Okay, yeah. So that is a fail as Estrella strikes down and this booming energy just explodes from around her. All of you need to make that con save as you are all sort of blasted back. I think that fails from everyone.
Well,
Isn't that?
it's a
Oh
con
no,
of 15.
Jerry makes it.
And
I'm
they all get a
gonna-
+3. I'm in the middle of the room.
Okay, then I'll make it.
I think June still fails.
Oh yeah, I fail. Wait a minute. Actually, wait.
And if you get a +3 as well, so you'll just make it. So you'll take half damage.
Cool. So
What's
then
the
I'll
damage?
41 exactly. And for
Yeah,
those
but
that
what type?
it is thunder and radiant.
Oh, thunder and radiant. What about the? Oh, is it optional between necrotic, right?
Yeah, I was meant to make one so it doesn't include the necrotic since just didn't get it.
Okay, so I need to take. Okay, 20 damage only.
Did it affect the room itself?
It did indeed. I was sorry, I was just letting you get through all. As this wave explodes out over you, you will see the gas also get blown away and completely dissipated in this room. And as it is all dissipated, and you take a fresh breath of air, you can see that each of the gases start to they start to spray out again. But as you all take a fresh breath of air, the effects are reset, and you are back to normal. Everything goes completely back to normal. Your stats reset. You regain your senses, but you can see now that the gas is coming in towards you again. So what is everyone doing now that you Australia has probably knocked you over, but also dispersed the gas and
Only if they
all up?
failed, because that's the cool thing about the spell.
Yeah,
June is
why
gonna go
didn't it
to
show
the side
the
of the
little?
room and try get up as high as possible.
Hmm.
I don't know if the gas is denser than air and it goes to the floor or something like that.
Actually, good question. Is there any gas on top of the pillars?
Yeah, the pillars seem to go up to the ceiling.
Okay. Phew. Well, now Sakura will try and use shape water now that she actually can think again.
Okay, yeah, you can, as you see it starting to spill out again, you can, yeah, with a 27, this time you manage to freeze over that one hole, and you just see the gas starting to build up behind it as it is trying to squeeze through, but it just can't, as you block that one with ice. And
Can
yeah, so you block the north one. Cool.
I try to wrap a a bedroll around one of them?
Yeah,
That's all I have.
You can try that. That'll be another sleight of hand check. This will be a regular dexterity sleight of hand check, though, and unless you're trying something crazy, unless you're trying to roll it while it's still rolled up. But yeah, an 18, you'll be able to wrap this around the pillar. It is now spraying gas up and down instead of out in a straight direction. But you will notice something as you do this, as you separate these gases, and it sort of blasts out over you, but has no effect on you, Jerry. You will notice that each of these gases is a different color. The one that Sakura is just frozen doesn't seem to have to be exhibiting any color on the other side of the ice, but the one that you've just grabbed onto, Jerry, is a red smoke. Oh no, sorry, that one you on the left hand side. Yeah, that's a black smoke. That one. And Estrella, you can give me a perception check to try and identify the ones next to you. And another investigation from you up there, as you've already frozen that one, so you'd be able to look over investigation or perception from both of you.
34.
Holy shit, 34. Yeah.
This is why we want our intelligence back.
I don't
Yeah,
even
I mean, this was just to tell the color of the thing, but you understand now fundamentally that, well, while Australia, you identify the South Pillar as being yellow smoke, Sakura, you recognize that the red smoke coming from the East Pillar is the thing that shuffled your stats. That is the gas that affected you and messed up your stats. That it turned your skin red there for a moment, and you identify that as being the red gas.
She is avoiding that red gas like it's the plague, because it literally is. It basically is. She's not like that red stuff.
Yeah, June is gonna have a quick general look around the room, see if there's anything we haven't noticed or anything like that. Just gonna
You
observe the
can give me a perception or investigation.
perception, definitely. Oh, crying out loud! I need 3, but 17.
Yeah, you look around
Still
and you
have,
notice that the torches on the walls, that these flames, they're definitely magical. in nature. It doesn't seem like the floor that you were on previously, which were just regular torches.
Hmm. Hey Sakura, you want to light one of these torches real quick?
Yeah, she'll go
They-
and light one of them.
Oh yeah, you got it. Okay. How?
A
What do you like?
very so she'll go like right up to it and put her hands around like the sconce and cast firebolt like in there, like a very sort of small, delicate kind of thing, so that it doesn't like explode.
Yeah, the gas, you've currently blocked the north one, so there isn't too much gas on that side of the room, and
Okay.
you managed to light that torch. It doesn't have any effect, but that one is now burning again. I
Is it
kinda
burning a
forgot the
certain
detail.
color or just red?
Sorry, is what a
Is it
different color?
is it burning in a specific color or just normal red?
No, it seems to be burning pretty much the same normal color. It does sort of flicker through a bit of blue and green. It seems to be burning away something, some excess in the room, but it doesn't seem to be instantly igniting.
Why? Why are you
Just
casting
tested. You're not testing. He said he's just testing it.
Okay.
They go ahead and light all the other ones as well, all the torches.
Okay. Yeah, as the room is starting to full again there at the bottom, and on the sides there it got all spilled out. So I'm going to need June and Estrella to give me another. Actually, you can give me a con save this time because you kind of can see it coming, but it is filling up the room. I'll give you a
Sakura's just
con
gonna
save to see if you're affected this time.
also just use prestidigitation to just keep a permanently like clean bubble around her.
Doesn't
So
None
work.
of that
13
stuff
because I'm
is
in
getting
range of
in
Jerry.
near her.
Yeah, you can't create a bubble around yourself with prestidigitation. Uh, that's a bit much. You can definitely try and create a bubble by the means, but you can't just create a force field around yourself. It's not quite how that works.
Create half of
That's the
what?
gusting wind spell or something. But Estrella, you just make it as you manage to get sort of behind the blast of smoke, but that smoke from that pillar, that black smoke, does get in. Just now that your nose is opened up again, you accidentally inhale a little bit of it, and you start to see the other players as monsters with hefty loot. Yeah, you have a very short concentration span and short-term memory loss.
When the fires are
That's
lit
a lot
up
of
like that?
gold. Ah, ah. Eldritch Blast. I'm just gonna start throwing out Eldritch Blasts to try and kill the monsters to get my loot.
Does the fire do
Momentary
anything?
space.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, so you are going to need to make a save. See, where is it? Con save, yes. Or you'll be encased in a field of magical energy. And be incapacitated. Speed is 0.
21.
You just passed.
the
Literally just.
one time I roll good for my constitution.
It
But
is
yeah,
wild eyes.
I'll be sending like Eldritch Blast all over the show. So yeah, should I just roll a couple d20s just to see if it hits anybody?
Yeah, you can roll your first Eldritch Blast, your first 3 beams. But Jerry, what were you trying to do there?
When they light the fires, does it do anything?
Is that what you're trying to do? Which fire are you going over to light?
Start with the one at the upper left.
Okay, as June starts going mad and just unleashing a barrage of Eldritch Blasts into the room, I think she's going to hit you all.
Yeah, so it's 22,
Yeah.
26, and 26. So first one to Sakura, second one to Jerry, third one to Estrella. You take 14, 12, and 13 damage respectively.
And you take
Shield.
psychic damage, as your statement is a lie, as it doesn't hit everybody. Since it's not,
Shield.
since it neither hits she or it hits. What is it called? The dog. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rufus.
I forgot about them too. But no, it
I
hit
hope
you
you
3.
forgot about him.
But yeah, Jerry, you do manage to light that one, and the gas that is around June and around the side of the room, you see with the 2 torches lit that it starts to kind of just burn away mid-air as it is moving in, and it starts to clear that side of the room. The top left corner of the room is now a safe zone.
Are the torches removable? Can I like
Yes.
take them off? Can I take that one off and shove it like inside the left pillar where the gas comes out?
Yeah, you can try that.
That's what I'm trying.
All right, you will. Are you? Which? I mean,
The
I
one
assume
to
you're
the
shoving
left.
it in flame in first.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't know why I asked such a stupid question, but as you do that, I just messed up the order again. But you will just see the gas ignite as it goes streaming back into the pillar, and you block it. You see this little puff of smoke come out, this like black smoke, but it seems like you have burnt everything away in there. That one is blocked. So the top 2 are blocked. The bottom 2 are still spraying gas everywhere.
Yeah,
Is
I can
Jin
see
still
a
going crazy?
We'll try to do the same thing with shape water to this one.
Okay, yeah, you can give me an Arcana check, while June, you can give me a Constitution saving throws. The gas starts to fade from that side of the room. But at this point, Australia, you are still standing there, and I'm going to need you to roll a d4.
Ah, there you go, 20.
Okay, yeah, you manage to now come to your senses as you start breathing in the fresh air again that the flames are providing. As, however, that oh yeah, well, he removed the torch, but those 2 pillars are good. You are still in a good zone. And Australia, nothing happens because that was the one that has just been destroyed.
Well, then I'm gonna go over to this and think like, okay, it's a torch, so to ignite it, just gonna take the dagger and stab it and with a green flame blade and hope it ignites the torch.
Okay, yeah, and with this, as you sort of head around the back of the pole, ignite the green flame blade, you do similar thing to Jerry. As you just plunge this dagger in, you'll hear this gas ignite on the other side, and that pillar will cease spraying gas as all of them are extinguished.
I rolled
And
a
now-
28 on Arcana, by the way.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, and then Sakura, you manage to freeze up the other one, stopping all of the gas in the room. And as that happens, you will hear a click as one of the doors slides open and any excess gas starts to spill out in that direction.
Sakura, don't run that way.
Let's. She runs that way. I'm sorry. The dice said so.
Yeah, I mean, want to get out of this room for sure.
Yeah. Trauma. So she bolts. I'm sorry, I had no control. It was up to it was up to the dice gods.
And as you run into the next room, it is a far more pleasant looking room as you see before you on this table a absolute feast. This buffet, you can see there is mochi on the table, there is a roast chicken, there is everything you can actually see on that table that is there. There is cheese, grapes, fish, wine, there is anything that you can imagine almost. This is better food than you've seen in a while, better than they make in the kitchens of Toto. As you walk into this room, you feel that gas has finally dissipated, and you hear the door slide closed behind you.
Okay, I immediately don't trust that. I'm
Yeah,
staying
no.
away from the food.
Yeah, no, not gonna eat the food. Just
Never
look
trust
around-
the food.
Gonna look around the room for clues on how to get to the next one.
Cool. You can give me an investigation check.
Gina's gonna look away from the food and not gonna pay any attention to it.
Could have been better. It's a 20. Not her usual standard.
Okay. Just give me a sec. Okay, so as you are looking around, both of you, the smells start to come in, yeah, and you know that you don't trust it. June, and anyone that's trying to resist the temptation to go and eat the food, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw because it is really good looking. It is just mouth-wateringly tasty.
Whew.
And
Masks
those are some good
use.
rolls. Yeah, Sakura, you're definitely not tempted, nor is Jerry or June. But Estrella Z picks up a turkey leg and she goes, I mean, it looks pretty good, and she takes a bite out of it, and
Gina's going to
it does
immediately
look
go to the other
so
side of the
good.
room and retch her, pull her away from it, and take her whatever she has. It's like, nope, that's bad. No,
Aren't-
no, badsy.
But why? Look at it. Have you ever seen food like this? Why? It's left here. This is
Question.
clearly the reward. We must be at the end.
No, this
Question
is not. This
is,
is a mouse trap, and we are the mice. We do not eat the food.
Question: does she still hold the turkey leg?
I throw it out of my
Yeah,
hand.
she's busy
Because,
chewing on a piece. It's sort of just
yeah.
gripping it with all her might.
Prestidigitation it to basically smell extremely bad.
See,
Mm.
look, it stinks.
Like like a what's called like a skunk.
Okay, fine. And she just throws it back onto the table and just like gives you this dirty look of June, like, okay, but what about the mochi? That looks good.
No.
What's
do
wrong
not
with
do
it? What you got? What are you
Do you
telling me is
want
wrong
to be
with
a
this
mouse
food?
stuck in a mouse trap? Do you want to fall for it? Do you want to be the bear in the bear trap?
I don't want to be in a trap.
This is a trap. We do not touch the food.
It's a puzzle. There's probably some like a key hidden in the turkey's butt or something. Just come on, look at the sushi. It's so. What is the puzzle then? If this is what is the? And she just starts looking around the room like there's nothing else in here, is there?
Look at Sakura. Sakura, have you found anything? Well, I
Has
have
she?
Z in a headlock right now, stopping her from eating the food.
She's totally like reaching out. She's like, come on, man. What do you think? I didn't smoke before a freaking ring. I'm hungry, Spur.
Yeah, eat this ration.
Okay.
And I stick like a ration bar into her mouth. Eat that if you're hungry.
And the thing died 3 years ago. It's so dry. So, Sakura, what did you roll there?
Only a 20 on investigation.
Yeah, you do see that there is definitely something strange about the food. Let me just see. Yeah, you see that as Z is trying to pull away from June, you notice that there's something wrong with her arms. You see her muscles begin to sort of wither away as it seems like there is some sort of energy, some sort of, like, you can see her veins just drawing the muscle mass from her arms as she really is not struggling hard against you at all, June.
So I notice her weakening as well.
Yeah, well, she's just not putting in that much attention. It's like it just feels to you like she's not trying very hard at all.
And the Sakura will point it out.
Huh? What do you mean?
Sakura will
Um,
point it out to us.
I mean, that's Z going. Like, she's looks down at her arms.
I'm gonna. Jin literally grabs her arm, and does it look like the muscles like slightly sagging now because of the weakness, or
Sorry, say again.
is her muscle like slightly sagging or something like that?
Yeah, it seems like it's starting to atrophy. Like it's just withering back into itself, like the anti pump.
You see, Z, that's what the what was she eating?
The turkey.
See, Z, this is what the turkey does to you. You do not eat the turkey in a place that is puzzles and gas. You do not eat food in a dungeon like this place.
That's a good point. You know, I do have Purify food and drink. I just remembered. Maybe I should try that. And she's going to.
You're going to? Mm. Is everybody else here? I haven't heard anybody speak for a while now.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
here.
still here.
Did we lose Dave? Because he
Picked up on
stopped
it
in his head. Oh, there you go.
pretty quick. So yeah, everything is rotten. It is all poison, and Z immediately just looks completely sheepish and goes, oh, okay, okay, you were right. I stand corrected. Ugh.
Good job. You're the mouse in the mousetrap, and I pat her on the back. I know. I'm trying to be as condescending as possible.
To me, with the mouse.
You're the
Oh, I am
mouse.
the mouse.
You are the mouse in the mousetrap. Good job. You are the bear in the bear trap.
So the food
You're the innocent
was
soldiers
rot-
dying in an ambush.
Don't be mean.
Well, I told her so.
Anyway, the food was rotten. No, it's not, right? That's what the spell does.
Yeah, you realize that as much as you realize that, you still don't seem to have a way out of the room.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do we do now? I don't see what the puzzle is. I'll start picking through the food, opening the everything up like Z suggested. There might be a key hidden in the food.
So I've got the freaking purify food and drink spell is covering my whole screen and I can't close it.
The power of purifying is too powerful.
It's just corrupted my screen. Thanks, Z.
God damn it, Z.
Fuck. Might have to reload. But yeah, you can give me another investigation as you start trying to see if there is anything in the food. What is everyone else doing?
Astrea thinks like, oh, that bread could be a good place to hide it, and finds like her dagger and starts stabbing into it and to what? No, yeah, basically stabbing in to see if like, oh, is there anything like solid or something that potentially could be a clue inside of it.
And as you break the bread, you hear the room start to fill with the sounds of people talking. It reminds you of being in some sort of a mead hall, or it sounds suddenly like this room is full of people, like you're in a tavern somewhere. And it seemed to happen as you broke open the bread. The owl shouts down from above. He says, "Now finish the meal." Well, start it off.
I think everybody should take a seat.
Okay, June takes a seat.
Z slumps into the chair, just starting to sweat a little bit, taking her mask off and just going, mm-hmm.
No, that's all I had. That's how you usually start eating. Take a seat. And then you'll eat.
And this is a big fancy table. What else would you do before a big feast like this? I mean, anyone want to say a toast?
I got nothing.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll say it. And just go back to the chair at the top of the table. Let's see. Wait a second.
Z calls you all over and she pours a few cups of wine and then casts the purify food and drink on it again. Now that the illusion has faded, you see it turn red again, and she goes, she sort of looks at it and looks back at you, June, and she shrugs, like, yeah, what do you think?
Please, you first.
She kind of looks down at it, and then realizes that she can barely hold the cup in her hand, and she goes, yeah, you're probably right, and puts it back, but just turns her attention back to Jerry, like trying to still hold it in her hand as if to toast.
Yeah, I pull out a cup from my mask kit and fill it up with water from my water skin. Hopefully,
Yeah.
the equipment on me isn't poisonous or rotten.
Yeah, no, the stuff you have with you seems as you left it.
Thank God. Yeah, start. So, everyone at this table, is one weird person. We're all idiots in our own way. You as well, Sakura. Trust me. But we've come a long way. Some of us longer than others. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because we get the results. And now let's eat. And get the ring. And the other ring. And the other ring. And then get the ceremony. And I don't know what's after that. Cheers.
Z says, to getting shit done, yes, come by. And she totally takes a full swig of the wine.
Woohoo!
Did something happen? No. You just toast for nothing.
Yeah, as you as you did that, Z took a gulp of the wine and then immediately sort of grabs at her throat, looking worried. As the rest of you hear the door behind Jerry unlock and slide open, but she's busy just going.
I slap her on the back.
She just coughs, and you see a splatter of what you're not sure is wine, if it's wine or blood, but you can see by her eyes she just feels really stupid, and she goes, "Oh, thanks. Okay, let's go."
Does she still look famished or like weakened? You know, like the muscles.
Yeah, that seems to still be affecting her.
I say, come on, and I give her a piggyback ride to the next room.
You know, I'm gonna do something else, because why else get it? And takes a handful of the diamond dust and is like, by the will of Sarasvati, may whatever effect you be gone, and cast a greater restoration on her. Which basically, since that would be a reduction on ability score, yeah, it works.
Yeah, that absolutely works. As you see, she's sort of lifting like noodle arms up to put them over June's shoulders, and she just points them over to you, a sort of zombie pose, just looking all sad, and you put this healing light over her arms, and you just see the musculature fix itself as she sort of flexes her hands, and she just gives a polite nod and a bow to you, Estrella. She's, thank you. That feels much better. Oh wow. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what. That food just looked so good. Did you? Any of you try anything?
Only this coconut, and it's like just minor illusion. The coconut and just makes it look like a drink from it.
Yeah, a little umbrella swirling around, little pina colada going there. She goes, "Oh, and how do you feel?"
I feel like I hear a voice that says that we should totally go visit some people in Smuth, and I think that's a really good idea. But
Yeah,
let's get the
that one's
ceremony after.
definitely poisoned. We're gonna have to. I can't cast that kind of restoration magic on you. You're gonna have to sort yourself out there. I can bless you. I tell you what, we'll chat later. I think I know how to commune. We can try and help you out, get you over your pina colada problem. But give me a deception check again, see. Yeah, she puts an arm around your shoulder and just motions for June to, like, she sort of closes her eyes and just motions for you to come closer, as she feels like she's been through a lot with you guys today. And
What is she motioning to June?
yeah, she's got one arm around Estrella and she wants to get you in on the huddle as well as she starts turning to walk towards the door.
Aww.
Because we've had really good teamwork today. That last puzzle, like I'm really proud of everyone. Like I know Sakura, you're the smart one, but I feel like we've all had some big brain moments today. I mean, except for me, of course. But
Words right out of my.
hey, look, and she just points at Sakura and she's like, "Don't do drugs."
She looks very confused, but she nods.
Yeah, you're right. They're totally fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Jerry, where we going?
Through the door. With, and you don't have anywhere else to go.
Lead on there, and she just rolls her eyes as you make your way out of this doorway, and it does actually lead to somewhere else. Give me a second to load up the map.
Okie dokie.
June is kind of a bit flabbergasted after that little thing Z was talking about. I was like, what? What?
And as you guys make your way out through this through this doorway and into a little passageway. Let me just put you down. You can hear the storm raging outside.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hey, anybody bring an umbrella?
It never rains in California.
I mean, for some reason, it's not on either of her equipment lists. But Sakura did get that
Umbrella.
parasol of shielding. Yeah.
Maybe because you didn't create it.
No, it was in it was in Foundry, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, that's why I always take like a list down and stuff and have them on D&D Beyond. And I'm happy I don't have to track the dagger / mace anymore.
Phoenix, stop that! Oi!
Phoenix!
Oh, he's such a shit.
Yeah,
What are you
Uh,
ask Stallone
doing?
about that.
Sakura, you're not being pulled over again for some reason. You might just have to refresh.
No, my map's reloading at the moment.
What the heck is that tentacle looking thing here?
Fuck tentacles.
umbrella, I think.
Disintegrate.
It's an umbrella, but it looks like there's a mind flayer on it.
There's a
Dragon on it.
dragon on it, you
Yeah.
do
Oh, as long as it's not tentacles, we're good.
Well, a dragon. Oh yes, I think there is a mind flayer dragon in Fizban's book.
Yeah, on my thing it
I've
says I'm
been
still in
minding
the
the
air
dragon
tower.
game for ages because there's so many good homebrew things like that.
Yeah, on mine it says I'm still in the air tower. Should I reload again, or...?
Oh wait, maybe it's because you were during a load. Let me try.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. You should be the little umbrella over there.
Just wait for the tokens.
Yeah, actually, just realized to throw you onto this map before I put the other tokens down. I think this is actually where we're going to call it for tonight, as
Okay.
you guys make your way now to basically the end of the airing, your final challenge should be up here, and you see that little owl waiting for you again, and he is waiting up at the top by this pond. But you guys can see that you're walking up into quite a hectic storm. You are now at the peak of this sort of mountain, and as you arrive here, you see that owl just looking up into the sky and trying to cover his face with his wings, but he is just sitting there in the rain trying to look into the sky.
Oh, it's gonna make Sakura sad.
Of course! Owlman is the evil Batman.
Oh, sorry. What are you talking about? What's Batman? Anyway, she'll go up to him and be like, "Deja vu." So basically, just asking if he's
Stray,
okay.
you read real life? What the hell? You're a nerd.
What? None of you ever heard of the Batman? He's terrifying. You should all stay away from bat people altogether. Just stick with the owl folk as much as you can. But
Wait. I thought bat people were a legend. Bat people exist?
yes, but the problem right now is tiger people, and I don't like them. The master is fighting in the clouds. Look, and he points his wing up into the sky.
I just continue walking and point at my mask. I should probably build you one of those. The gases from the room probably still affecting your brain.
Yes, I will look up at what he's talking about.
You will see a flash of lightning, and in that you will see two figures sort of fluttering in amongst the clouds. You will see a set of shadows, and you will hear the roar of a tiger that just echoes out through the storm. And with that, I think we are going to end tonight's session, and next week you will meet the master of the mountain.
Cool.
And a tiger.
Oh, in the mountains.
I love how Sakura has a tiger and a phoenix tattoo, and I have a phoenix tattoo, and I want to get a tiger one sometime.
And now you're missing the turtle.
Yeah, I mean, there's similarities between your D&D character and you.
Yeah.
It always scares me when I see those between my characters and myself.
Yeah, no, I always realize the similarities, like the even if you don't intend for there to be, they're just there anyway, and it's like it's great moments when you realize, oh wait, this very particular and unique thing